So it's important for you to consider what emotions that other people reflect after your time with them, because that has insight into the emotions that you are living with. So yeah, you may not be that concerned about making a difference in other people's lives. I'm sure you are to some degree, but you probably want to fix your life first. And that's normal, okay? So you're like, I'd like to have a positive effect on other people's lives, but I'm miserable in my own life. Okay. But that's something you can see. If you see other people leaving your presence and they're not fired up and excited for life, that means you're not. So think about that. That is a sign of what your natural resting state is every day. If your natural resting state is negative, you're going to only see negative in life. You're going to feel defeated by life, and you're never really going to move forward. So that's why it's important for us to consider, what is our default setting? What is our reflections that we see on other people? If we can leave a conversation with somebody and they're fired up and happy and excited and they're laughing, having a good time, that's a great, great thing. Because that means that you have some happiness in your life that you're able to share into theirs. And maybe you can harness that. Maybe you can figure out what made it such a good experience. And you can try to live with more of that positive, happy, healthy emotion in your own life. So, this is a real thing. The way you think dictates the way you perceive the world. If you're always thinking negative thoughts, if you're always complaining, you're going to see the negativity in the world. But if you make changes to your life, if you're always working on it, constantly shaping it, constantly making some type of improvements, some type of experiments, and you can see life as this malleable, changeable thing that you can work on, that is an exciting, exciting, exciting way to live. Because you never feel like you're stuck with something. You feel like there might always be a way. Maybe I don't know that way yet, but that way is there. I just have to keep working on it. So that gives you the sense of control. That gives you a sense of hope. So you need to be able to live with some hope in your life to have a positive life. Okay? So yes, you have struggles and you have pains. We all do. And I don't mean that to say like, yours don't matter, because we all have them. I'm just saying we all have, struggles and pains. We all have things we have to deal with in life. And complaining or venting like once is a good thing sometimes to get off bottled emotions and feelings. But once you've complained about it once, okay, you now need to have a clean slate, create a plan of action, and start addressing it. If you're not going to create a plan of action, or if you don't think there's a way to change it, then you have to shut the hell up and accept it as life. You don't get to complain every day about being tired if you're not doing shit to change it. If you don't have a plan of action to address it, then shut the hell up and just accept the fact that you are going to be tired. Guess what? Pretty much every adult is tired, by the way. This is universal. You're not all so special. So everybody I talk to is tired. It's hilarious to hear what each individual thinks is their own individual struggle, but how every damn person struggles with the same thing. So everybody says they're tired. Everybody says they have no time. Everybody says they have no money. Everybody has some relationship that they wish was better. Every damn person I talk to has those elements. So I understand that in our own lives, it can feel like we're kind of we're being picked on or feeling overwhelmed. I understand that, but it's often the same stuff that everybody's overwhelmed with. So that means that there's a lot we can do about it, because there are other people that have experienced it. Other people have found little things that maybe have helped their life. And maybe you can snag a bit of information from this person, from this book, from that video, that kind of stuff, and maybe make some improvements in your life. But if you're not going to create a plan of action, and if you're not going to address it, then you have to accept it and just move on and try to still make the best of whatever is available in your life. So maybe you had a poor relationship with your mom and dad, and it wasn't something like you tried to salvage it many times. It has not worked. Nothing has changed, or maybe they passed away, and it just is what it is. There's nothing you can do about that. But if you complain every day, and you just let that complaint sit on you all day, every day, you're not going to live the healthiest, happiest life. If you accept it for whatever it is, and you maybe can take that thing and apply it in new ways. So maybe you had a bad relationship with your, mom or dad, but maybe you then are fired up to be the best mom or dad you can be, or the best spouse, or the best something in a relationship. So you might have had a relationship that was crap, but you can use that as motivation to make the rest of your relationships amazing. So that's what we mean by sometimes accepting and moving on is, okay, I accepted that. That is what it is. But I can make a difference in these other places. I can use that as an example. So that's a cool way to kind of accept something, but then use it as fuel to make the other areas of your life better, not to just sit there and complain about it and have nothing change. So I understand that this can come across as me just whining about everybody whining, and partially it is. So like I said, I deal with a lot of people every day, and overwhelmingly people bitch about the same shit every single day. Holy cow. And the things of which they complain about every day, 100% of the time are within their control. 100%. And what I mean by control is you can either create a plan of action and change it and start addressing it. Okay? Doesn't mean you're going to fix it by tomorrow, but you can start making steps towards things getting better. Or you can accept it. But there is a choice to stop bitching every day about the same things and just accept it for what it is and try to live your best life around it, or address it, make some actions, and do some changes. So yes, it might always be there, but it might not always have to be there at the degree or the intensity of which it is now. Maybe you can make things better over time. But that's what I would love to get across, is don't participate in habitual complaining. If you complain every day, recognize that you're complaining every day. Therefore, it has not gotten any better since yesterday, and it won't be any better tomorrow. So, ask yourself, when you have a complaint, am I addressing this or am I accepting it? Or am I just sitting here in denial and with my arms folded and just whining every day? But that's your choices. You have to address it or accept it. That's it. That's the only way you're going to move forward, okay? Ask yourself, do I have a plan of action for this complaint? Am I doing actions to address this? Okay? Have I already complained about this? That's a good question to ask yourself. If I'm complaining about this often, that means that I'm probably not making any changes. I haven't accepted it. And I might need to stop complaining and start looking at actions and things I can do to make a difference. And then another thing you can ask is, what impression am I leaving on others? Because the impression that I leave in others' lives is a reflection of the impression that I live with in my own life. Okay? So how can I better control my response to what's happening in life around me? That is what you want to ask yourself every day. So if you wake up tired and you spend your day tired, what can you do today to make a difference tomorrow? Maybe try setting a bedtime. Maybe getting off of, if you notice that you listen to, you watch videos too late, well, get off your phone and stop watching videos and read a book. Oh, I don't like reading books. Well, then listen to a podcast or play a game or do something. For the love of God, just do something different, okay? So drop your excuses. So when somebody tells you, oh, we'll make a difference, do this. Well, I don't like that. Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter what the hell you do. Just do something different, okay? Don't give reasons why things won't change. Do actions. Try an action, and if that action doesn't make a change, well, at least you frickin' tried something, okay? But that's what I would suggest to you. If you find yourself complaining every day, recognize that that complaining isn't changing anything, which is why you complained about it yesterday and why you're going to complain about it tomorrow. So start trying to create some actions, some things you can do. So like I said, if you're tired every day, start trying to do something to address that. Get up, have better food throughout the day. That might make you fueled better throughout the day. You might have better mood. You'll have less cortisol. You'll have less stress. And that'll actually help you fall asleep faster. Maybe you're not going to sleep well because you don't have anything to look forward to the next day. So start trying to make like little journals or plans of actions or things that'll make you more organized and more excited for the next day. So start doing an action that addresses that. If you don't feel like you have enough time, there is a million things out there to help you manage energy and time. Okay, I even made a post a little bit ago on our social media pages about color coding my life. So if you look at my schedule, everything is color coded because it helps me control my emotions, helps me see what time I'm dedicating to each individual category per week. So there's a lot of actions you can take with that. If you don't have enough money, okay, there's some big things you have to maybe decide on. Maybe you're in a career that has a dead end, and maybe it's time to switch. Now, yes, that's going to involve a ton of shit. Okay, that's going to uproot a lot of things in your life. Or you could stay where you're at and stay with what you're getting and be in the same place in 10 years. That's your option. If I do nothing different, I get nothing different. That's the way this works. If I want something to change, I have to change. That's the way this works. So, I have no clue if this was helpful. It did make me feel better. So, I just wanted to kind of raise awareness to habitual complaining and really let people know that it doesn't do you any good in life. Okay? It feels good in a temporary moment, but it doesn't make any positive forward momentum in your life. So try your best to complain about things once. Start trying to create plans of action or things you can do to address it. If you're not going to do addressing it or any actions towards it, or you don't think there's a possibility to change it, then you have to learn to live a better life around it. So stop focusing on it and focus on the things around it that you can embrace and grow and improve upon. So create the best life you can around that issue if that issue can't go away. But if all you focus on every day is that issue, then nothing around it is going to improve. And it will stay your center of focus. So I hope that if anybody actually listened to this whole dang thing, that you walk away just kind of considering, what are the complaints I have every day? If I do have daily complaints, am I doing anything to address them? Or am I doing anything to build greatness around them? If not, try. Take some small actions. Try some small things. And you're going to often find that it's going to create positive momentum for you. You're going to feel a little more in control of what's going on in your life. And you're going to feel more positivity. And that's going to help you feel just happier in life and live a better life. So that's my hope. My hope is that it can raise some awareness for you. Maybe you can try to do some changes and get some changes. Okay? Maybe you can live a little bit of a healthier, a little bit of a happier life. Cool. Now, if there's anything we can do to help this, like I said, I've made some big changes in my life that helped a lot. So if you'd like any tips or tricks, or if you want any, clarifications on maybe something you're struggling with, and maybe you want some ideas, reach out to us on our email, brutalironGym@gmail.com, and we'll help you out. So I do appreciate you listening to this podcast, and I hope that we can make your life a little bit happier. And I'm always happy to help if I can. So just shoot us an email and we'll help you out. Okay. If you like this information, you can find more from us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, Brutal Iron Gym. Also, if you like the podcast, please share it with family and friends. The more people we help, the happier the world will be. And if you have any questions, feedback, or suggestions, we'd love to hear from you. This podcast is for you, so we want to know what you want to learn about. And you can tell us at our email at brutalironGym@gmail.com. As always, I hope this was helpful, and thank you for listening.